Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have another discussion video, and what we have is Cyberpunk. So we have, I'm going to go over a couple of these posts, but I thought they're pretty good posts to go over, and has some very good information that, I'm going to learn about, you're going to learn about, and we're going to talk about together. There's no like little background music that I usually have playing, or like some background like game noise, because obviously the game isn't out yet, so you're stuck with just my voice and probably some stuff in the background if it does happen. But we are going to go over this right over here, which is Cyberpunk 2077 pros and cons based on multiple reviews. So, spoiler free, by the way. So, what's it called? I have seen the reviews, and they looked overwhelmingly very good, but obviously, reviewing platforms nowadays are kind of just very wishy-washy, like I don't really trust them in my opinion, but I don't know how other people feel about it. But it's just like I feel like it's a lot more than just actually playing the game and giving your actual thoughts. I think they're way past that point, right? But yeah, let's go over this. I'm gonna link this down below if you want to go check it out for yourself. And some quick, like, I guess, like, backstory. I have watched the trailers. I have, read a couple of things, but I haven't seen everything that has to do with this game. I know there's people who are so obsessed that they're gonna just, and there's nothing wrong with it. Go ahead, do what you do, go crazy. But what I'm saying is, I haven't watched every interview, every this, every that. So I'm gonna be learning as we read along too. But I am gonna be covering this game when it does come out. So I decided to. Why not, right? All right. So let's see what they gotta say. After I read and watched several reviews of Cyberpunk 2077, I created a list of pros and cons which were present in the majority of reviews. This list isn't complete yet, and please comment on further things which should be mentioned. So he has pros and cons. So let's see what they got to say. So Story and Quest is a pro. Incredible writing throughout almost all of the main and side quests. You don't feel like grinding a checklist, more like experiencing extremely well written stories during your entire journey to Night City. Plus interesting, well-written characters throughout the entire game. Yeah, hopefully they do actually, because there's some games that kind of like, you got your main characters, and then you got kind of just like characters that where you're just like, it's whatever, I don't really want to even interact with them. They're just kind of like bland people. Hopefully, kind of like how people are in the real world, they actually, have some type of backstory, some type of, different emotions and stuff like that. You don't want every single character to be very similar. Different kind of characteristics, right? Like make one super caring, make one super let's say super aggressive, another one super sad, like just like all different spectrums would be very, very good in my opinion, right? We're gonna see. Again, take all these with a grain of salt. A lot of these review places, sometimes they have to write good stuff for very big games so they can get a lot of clicks to their site. That's just how life works now. But next is presentation, which is also a pro. So Night City is one of the most immersive and believable open worlds out there. Not only the graphics, but the entire atmosphere is incredibly dense and makes you feel like actually being in an incredibly detailed dystopian city of the future. This counts for the beautiful soundtrack as well, plus amazing voice acting for the German and English version of the game. Alrighty. So I kind of expected this. I think in terms of maps and immersion, I think what's it called? CD Projekt Red. I think they do a very good job. And the previous games they had, Witcher series, like I think, they got the talent for it. So I wouldn't expect anything. When it comes to map and that, I expect this. So good to hear. Then we have Extent is also pro, which is the main story is shorter than one from The Witcher 3 and to be complete in about 25 to 30 hours. But neither does this affect your overall experience, nor are you done with the game after this period of time. This mainly relates to the very extensive side quests, which we heard, which was like, 70 something, 76 or 75 different, like, I guess, street stories, which I'm pretty sure is you're going to meet somebody and you're going to learn the story probably through either one big quest, not one big quest, like one medium-sized quest or a couple small quests, right? That's probably how it's going to go, but we'll see. Which often don't fall short to the main quests, but are just optional, including everything else. Like other open world activities, you can definitely spend close to 100 hours in Night City. Alrighty. hopefully there's more than just 100 hours. You know, I think there will be. We'll see though. Like, you know, it all comes down to, you know, when you play, you can kind of like gauge how much time you can really spend on a game like this. And hopefully it's a game. It's one of those games where you can really spend a considerable amount of time in different aspects of the game, right? Like, so obviously since it's been in development for years, like there's been a lot of like, you know, features that people think are there and ones that aren't there and stuff like that. But hopefully all the good ones, like what did they talk about? Like boxing, there was like a weapon one. Like all hopefully those are extensive enough to the point where you can focus on it, you can become good at it, and there's like tips and tricks. I feel like that would be very cool. But we'll see how, you know, how much it actually goes in depth, which is very important in my opinion. And another pro is gameplay slash character system. So while single aspects like stealth or gunplay do not stand out, okay, that's interesting. So stealth is and are just for the most of the time. Wait. And are just good for most of the time. You have an incredible amount of variation to build your perfect playstyle. It's fun to experiment with the extensive skill tree, especially when creating hybrid builds. Yeah, get ready for all the build videos on YouTube. That's gonna be, it's gonna be a lot. Depending on the, like, you know, obviously, if the different forms of weaponry and equipment actually have a significant impact, you know, on how you play. And hopefully there's more than just one way to play that's actually like viable in a way, right? So there's not like just one overpowered build that everyone just kind of like says this is the best one. There's actually, you know, other ones. Be kind of cool, but obviously there probably is because it's a single player game, so it's different from, like, let's say like a multiplayer game, right? Cons. So balancing slash looting. The major problem with Cyberpunk 2077. All right, there's not as much interesting loot as you would expect, and different playstyles are varying in difficulty. While using a katana can be quite OP, heavy LMGs or SMGs are not nice to use and aren't very satisfying either. The four difficulties are quite unbalanced, mainly because the huge gap between normal and hard, making the game either too hard or way too easy. Good. Listen, I need harder games. I said it. But with that being said, I think when people talk about difficulties, this is a video I actually wanted to make, but like when people talk about difficulties, it's just like I feel like nowadays every difficulty, it's not like you get a smarter AI that you play against. It's usually just more health and he can kill you faster. And that's it. You know? Like, and that's it. And sometimes they add like the bonus, right? The bonus of, hey, there's a bigger chance you might get a legendary this or a legendary that the harder you play, which is cool, I guess, right? Whatever. But it would be cool to see if a game can actually, you know, maybe this game can. Who knows, right? But I personally don't think so. I think they're gonna just follow the fashion of how most games nowadays do it, where it's, you know, what's it called? The lower the difficulty, the better your stealth is, the better your attacks are, the better your health is against the opponents, and the higher you go in the difficulty, all those just get lowered. You know, your health gets lowered, their health gets higher, your attack gets lowered, their attack gets higher, and that's just how it kind of goes. But we'll see. All right, customizing your character is also not as fleshed out as CD Projekt Red told us before. Yeah, they did kind of show off all the drip that you can get in the game, but let's see what they gotta say. So this is caused by all the clothes having their own stats and no possibility of transmogging outfits, which I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it kind of means like you can have like the appearance, but the stats will be changed, right? Maybe that's not exactly what this word means, but hopefully I'm close. So this often leads to a hilarious looking verse when using the items with the best stats. You can create nice outfits and find fitting clothes, but then you won't be able to create your own perfect build gameplay wise. Okay, so what they're saying is pretty much it's like you could look nice with a full outfit, but the perfect build is not going to be that good outfit. Okay, here's my wildest take of probably the video. It doesn't matter to me. But at the same time, I understand it matters to other people. Some people want to role play, some people want to look really nice, you know what I mean? But also, you know, having the, you know, the positive stats, right? I get it. Personally, for my playstyle, I don't really care. I know there's people who aren't really going to care, but I can see why this is a con. I can see it. All right, then we got some technical issues slash bugs. I heard it is kind of buggy. Low key, I heard a couple of reviews where the game is kind of buggy. Unfortunately, I didn't get a review copy, as always, but I'm probably, I'm obviously too small of a YouTuber, so, you got to get up there, and then you get the perks, but I'm not there yet, right? But, yeah, I heard there are some issues and bugs. But nothing game breaking. Edit, it seems like a technical issue varied a lot, so be careful. There are definitely game breaking bugs. That would suck. Alright. But again, with this being said, I take these with grain of salt as well. Because there's games that I have played where people complain about the bugs, the lag, and the FPS, and the crashes. It's the game that I cover mainly on my channel. I'm not going to name the name, but a lot of people lie about how much times they've crashed and about how much issues and bugs there are. And I have over, I think, 500 hours in that game, and I've only had 3 crashes, And I've known people who have hundreds or thousands of hours who are in the same situation as me. And, that's why I take, like, these type of things as a grain of salt. But again, yeah, just, again, take it with a grain of salt. It's, these are the critical reviewers, the websites, so... Unless he took some sites, some reviews from like players, I guess. Well, not players. It would have to be like content creators or media people. Just take it with a grain of salt. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Look. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not. Gonna... I was about to go off on a whole different point. Let's just read the conclusion and be done with it. So, Cyberpunk delivered us an amazing ride through Night City. Despite having minor and mostly patchable flaws, it creates an outstanding immersion which is absolutely top-notch when compared to every other open-world game out there. Alright. Alright. What do I think about this? I think, look, if this is how they said, right? Pretty good. Obviously the cons, in my opinion, they're more I think it's nitpicking in a way, right? The pros are stuff that kind of matters. Your story and quest, obviously the presentation, your map, your main story, your side quests, and then how the game plays out. Like, those are the main core, building blocks to a good game. And these, obviously, not saying that these aren't problems. They are, but at the same time, they're not as important as, let's say, this. So, pretty good in my opinion. Let's see what people have to say. Just add dry cleaner / tailor next patch so Mansky get an outfit. Matching outfits with optimal stats. Problem solved. There it is. What does this person say? That sucks that clothing... Also, everyone is stuck on this... point that I was kind of like didn't really care about. Okay. It sounds like an awesome game. I can't wait to get lost in it. I see this just marked spoiler. What is the spoiler? Did I miss it? Okay. So he's what's it called? This person obviously talking about the balancing and looting in customizable outfits, and the person said it's such an oddity to me because I remember CD Projekt Red specifically talking about making it so that you can just rock any style you want, and making it so you can upgrade them as needed. I mean, they literally had half a Night City wire specifically dedicated to style, which seems an odd thing to highlight. One that people choose. My only guess is that some late development issues before release and decided to cut it for now and patch it later. Similar to how you optimize the menu in The Witcher 3 and how they added the barbers. Look, I like that he said that in the end. So he's saying it's self-awareness, right? But one of the reasons I didn't check out every single, like he said, the Nightwire podcast thing they kind of had, all the the gameplay kind of here's 1 hour of this gameplay, 2 hours of that gameplay, and you had all the other independent creators making. I didn't check out so many of those because, again, until the game is fully out, development changes, stuff changes. It's in a lot of the times, it's not because technically, the developer, let's say, lied or something like that, right? They made an ambitious goal, an ambitious kind of trailer, as you would say, whatever. And by the time the game actually comes out, there's problems, so they have to fix them. They have to cut some stuff. They add some other stuff in, and the product changes in the end. Is it good? Is it bad? Who knows? Because you obviously don't see the other story of it, but or the other part of it where it's actually included, where rather than not included. So it's a weird combo, but at the same time, I think again, I don't think this is the biggest deal. Like someone else stated over here, they said that you can actually upgrade your old gear. Apparently, you can upgrade your old gear. See, so we'll see exactly how it works when the game does come out. But yeah, that will do it for the video. I'm gonna do a couple more of these before the game launches. And then after, I'll do obviously game content, and we'll go from there. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Ask me any questions, concerns, and like always, stay safe.